A video went viral online a few years ago. The video showed an endless, miles-long line of tanker trucks waiting to unload sewage at the Dubai treatment plant. And no, you didn't hear it wrong. We're talking about Dubai, the city that has the tallest building in the world, the exclusive 7-star hotel decorated in 24 carats gold leaf, a police force with fleets of luxury sports cars like Lamborghinis, Bugattis, and its impressive artificial islands. But even with all this luxury, there have been reports of drivers waiting up to 40 hours in line to unload a truck full of poop. Logically, everyone would ask how a city with so much wealth can struggle with something so basic like a functional sewer system. Well, to answer that, first we need to understand how Dubai was born. Before the discovery of oil, Dubai, due to its proximity to India, was just a port stopover city and was known for exporting pearls. After the discovery of oil in 1966, the city grew massively by a total of 300% in just 7 years. Dubai went from having just one skyscraper in 1991 to more than 400 today, thus making it the most populous emirate. However, the uncontrolled population growth is just the first factor in the sewer crisis in Dubai. The economy also grew exponentially after they found oil, but the reserves of the precious oil have decreased drastically. Since the 2000s, oil has accounted for less than 10% of Dubai's gross domestic product. The reserves are expected to run out in about 20 years. So, contrary to what many people think, the city of Dubai is not that rich because of oil, even though it is located in the United Arab Emirates, which has the second largest oil reserve in the world, behind only Venezuela. That's because Abu Dhabi, Dubai's neighboring emirate, is by far the largest oil producer among the 7 emirates of the country, controlling more than 85% of the total oil production capacity. As a result, Dubai's government shifted from a rentier, oil-dependent economy to one focused on tourism, free trade, and finance. As a result, the real estate and construction sector grew rapidly and came to represent 22.6% of the gross domestic product. Then the global economic and subprime crises of 2007-2008 hit, severely impacting Dubai in 2009. And to build a luxurious city, the government went into debt, with government-related entities accumulating $59 billion in debt, which represented 52% of the gross domestic product in 2018. Dubai also had to resort to $20 billion from the central bank and from Abu Dhabi, the oil-rich capital, to escape from the 2009 crisis debt. With all this in mind, it's easy to see that the main source of revenue for the Dubai government doesn't come from oil, and even less from income tax, since it doesn't exist there. As a result, Dubai then prioritized completing new projects like the Burj Khalifa in order to draw global attention and attract tourists. This way, they could increase their sources of revenue with people buying and using their services. However, they ended up putting infrastructure projects on the back burner, and soon problems with the sewer system began to appear. That doesn't mean that all the majestic buildings in Dubai don't have a sewer system. Most of them do, but some don't, especially those in more remote areas. But the biggest problem is the overloading of the city's system. To give you an idea, the Burj Khalifa alone is capable of generating 15 tons of sewage every day. So, because of all these factors that ended up turning into a snowball, Dubai found itself forced to disconnect some buildings from the city's sewer system and transport the waste to the treatment plant using tanker trucks in a rudimentary manner. The explosive urban expansion, combined with a somewhat fragile economy, were the key points for this sewage crisis in Dubai. Of course, this won't last forever, but incredibly, even today, this cheap and emergency technique is still used for sewage transport in the city. However, Dubai already has a planned date for this to end. In 2019, a mega project was launched, costing $8 billion for the construction of a modern sewer network system, used in major cities worldwide, including Singapore. To solve this problem once and for all, Dubai plans to build 2 new deep tunnels, which are expected to be completed by 2025. Their goal is to cut millions in maintenance costs and support Dubai in becoming a more sustainable city. And, of course, put an end to the lines of trucks on the highway loaded with sewage. In addition, once completed, the development of this project will help reuse wastewater and generate millions of cubic meters of water for irrigation. Until then, if you go to Dubai, you'll probably see one of those tanker trucks carrying poop around the city. Well, folks, that's a wrap for the first video on the channel. If you like this video, consider leaving a like, commenting, and if possible, sharing it too. It's free and you immensely help this project grow. See you in the next video.